To say I'm making my own wardrobe is a pretty big statement, considering the amount of skill, time, labour and knowledge you need to embark on such an undertaking. But recently I've been inspired by friends and creators from all over the world, learning new skills and finding joy in creating something unique and practical. This is the first thing I've ever made. A chunky cardigan with lots of mistakes and quirks that aren't supposed to be there. This cardigan laid the foundation for understanding some of the basic principles of putting a piece of clothing together. And so today I am embarking on my second venture, a jumper. And through this process of focus, repetition and skill development, many lessons arose for me. Make the neck into the collar. I don't know what I'm talking about. So if you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if this feels like the right place for you. Good morning. Okay, we're on to day 2 of knitting this new jumper. I'm using the pattern Play Sweater by Wool and the Gang. I will put it in link below if anyone is interested. But this, I thought this was like an intermediate one, but it says it's easy, which is actually probably a good thing. But I really like this one because it has several different colors. So the bottom is going to be this color. And then the next one is going to be this color and this color, because I think when I dyed my wedding dress, I realized that these kind of colors, is sort of like dark red, dark pink, definitely suit me a lot more. And yeah, I just want to add a little bit more color into my wardrobe. And I thought by adding 2 more colors to the jumper, it would make it a little bit more difficult and therefore be more of a challenge and more of a skill. I watched a documentary last night and continued my knitting, and this is how far I've got. I've finished the bottom section of the back, which is just this. Working with circular needles that are this small is so much easier than working with circular needles that are pretty big, which I had to do for the cardigan. I'm really enjoying this, which is nice. It feels like I found a new hobby that I truly didn't know that I would enjoy. I'm going to try and get as much done today as possible in between all the various other filming and editing that I have to do. I'm really excited to see how this works out. So this is 100% cotton. And it does handle differently if you use recycled wool or you use wool. I chose cotton because it's definitely vegan, so I can like make sure about that. But I do like working with it. I like working with the smaller needles, and everything is much neater because this is my second go. So the sides are much neater, the bottom is much neater. I've really taken care to ensure everything is well done. If I make a mistake, I've gone back and I've made sure that it's looking good. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. Pretty excited. I think I have a bunch of rows to do in this color, and then I'll move on to this color. How exciting. Good morning. I think we are on to day 6 maybe of making this jumper. I wanted to show you my progress so far because I pretty much finished the back. I'm just up to the neckline now, where we're gonna make the neck into the collar. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we're going for a little ice cream number here. So we've got the bottom bit done with the 1x1 rib at the bottom and then the stocking stitch all the way up. I'm very pleased with how I've managed to actually make this look neat. I've tried a lot harder on this one and I went a lot slower so I can make sure that everything was incredibly neat, especially the ends, which I had a lot of trouble with my cardigan. I've noticed that when I wear kind of reddy stuff or bronzy stuff around my eyes, it makes my eyes more green. So clearly this is a color that maybe suits me a little bit more than I thought. Even though I've been trying a lot harder with this one to make sure it's very neat, everything is, you know, perfect. I've read the notes over a million times. I've kept scrupulous notes this time, and I've measured it every single time I finish a section just to make sure it's exactly the right length. And then I've noted down how many rows it took me compared to how many rows they suggest it might approximately take, so that when I'd go and do the front, I can look back on those notes and ensure that I'm actually following it to a T and everything is going to be nice and neat and measure up properly, unlike with the cardigan, which was a little lopsided. But I'm actually going to block the cardigan, something I hadn't done and didn't know what it even was. And then I came across a girl on TikTok who was showing the difference between a jumper that she had knitted blocking and not blocking, and it makes a very big difference. I've learned how to add in colors. I've learned how to change colors and make a multiple colored jumper. I did have to go back over some of the videos that I'd watched previously just to double check how to cast on properly, stocking stitch, all that kind of stuff, just to make sure I knew exactly what I was doing. Next, we're going to be doing a decrease row and then casting off around the neck, I think, and then continuing. I'll be working across half of my stitches only. See, this was very straightforward for me, doing the back, but it's when it gets to these sort of more difficult, tricky parts, this is where I have to really pay attention to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing. But that's why I chose a harder project this time, so that I can learn something new each time. And I made so many mistakes in my cardigan that I know exactly where I went wrong and how to try and avoid and mitigate that for this. I never know what it's going to look like. It's always like confusing to me. Will it look good? Have I chosen terrible colors? All this kind of stuff. It only really becomes apparent once the sleeves are on and I can like put it on my body just to see, but I'm very excited. Good morning. I thought I'd give you an update on where I am with this jumper. So before Vlog-ust started, I had started this jumper maybe about a week ago, but I've only done the back and the back of the neck, and then I've just started on the front. So this is what the back is looking like an ice cream. And I've sort of shaped the neck bit. Now that that is done, today I've started on the front and I've just finished doing the ribbing section at the bottom, and I'm about to change from these 5mm needles to these 6.5s. These are supposed to be circular. I'm not quite sure why they sent me these ones, because these ones are circular and I really like them. Funnily enough, when I used these circular needles on my cardigan, I found them incredibly annoying and I did not like them at all, and I much preferred these ones. But now with a smaller stitch or a thinner yarn, I'm finding that I much prefer the circular needles. Who knows? Anyway, I started knitting at about 7:30 this morning. This took me about an hour and a half just to do this bottom bit. We will see how long it takes. Oh no, sorry, I started this last night. So it took me an hour and a half to finish this. But because I took meticulous notes for the back, I can measure and ensure that I'm making the same things for the front. So yeah, I just wanted to update you on that. That's where we're starting at today. We're starting on the front. I'm really hoping to get the front done, the sleeves, and then sew it all together and be done. We will see. But that is the aim for today. A little preview of what it's gonna look like on me. An ice cream. But yeah. I guess let's get knitting. Okay, I'm about 2/3 done of the bottom of the front, and unsurprisingly I have dramatically underestimated how long this takes me to do. So I'm actually a little worried I'm probably not going to get it done today, but we're definitely going to give it a good try, so onwards we go. Okay, realistically I'm not going to finish this jumper this evening, so let's talk about some of the things I've learned so far on this journey. I've learned that it's easy to overlook the skill involved and time it takes to produce a garment when we simply buy something ready-made off the shelves. I've learned patience and focus from doing the same thing over and over again, and how this actually elicits a huge sense of achievement and joy when everything finally comes together. And perhaps most importantly so far, I've learned that we shouldn't underestimate ourselves and what we're capable of learning or achieving. I may not have finished the jumper today, but I'm so proud of how far I've come in such a short period of time. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe to follow my journey while I attempt to make my own wardrobe.